How was it working as a mechanic in your younger days?
It was good and very rewarding. However, my body is now paying the price.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
26.
Are Hyundai engines still failing in 2025?
You're gonna get a lot of shit for saying Hyundai like that. Keep that in. It'll be fun to see. So those Hyundai cars, again, just trying to stir up the pot in the comments for you. Yeah, they're shit. Excuse me how I put it, but they're crap. We were just diagnosing a car. It was a 2023 Hyundai that had what they call the death code. It's a knock sensor code on the car here, and you plug in the code, and it says replace engine right away. Yeah, their engines are terrible, unfortunately. That's also part of the reason why they're giving longer warranties on their engines. So they're trying to combat the problem. So if you own a Hyundai and you're like, oh man, I really hate this guy bashing on my car, don't sweat, right? Like, Hyundai is trying. They are giving you a longer warranty. They are warranting out your engines, but are they still failing? 100%.
You've probably seen the viral videos on social media about mechanics throwing their hands up frustrated by another broken down Hyundai. But is the hate justified, or is it just for show? Now, in this video, we're going to look at the history behind the reputation. You'll see if it's deserved. But the actual nightmare began for many mechanics. It started with the Theta 2 GDI engine. For years, the shops were flooded with Sonatas and Santa Fe's with the same failure. But during production, tiny metal shavings were left inside the engine, and these shavings, they will circulate and grind away at the bearings, and it will cause the engine to have a knock and eventually seize completely. The scale of the problem led to massive recalls and class action lawsuits because Hyundai and Kia, they're the same company, they were accused of not acting fast enough.
What fails on the Kia and Hyundai engines you hear about all the time? What it is lack of oil starvation. Has nothing to do with the owner this time. It's the manufacturing of the crank at the factory when they drill the holes for the oil passages, like over here. All right, you have a nice oil passage. This one failed. This one has a rod. This one had the knock. There's nothing in there. You put air in here. You hear it nice and circulating. You put air in here. Nothing. That's because when they machine it, all the filers, they don't clean them out enough. They build up usually to one area. Now, this has no oil circulating through it. And what happens? It blows out, and that's why it just totally destroyed the bearing in here, and that's when you get the rod knock. Okay? So, I thought I'd give you a visual. It's actually, I don't know. I even chiseled it, and it wouldn't even come out. So, now you know.
Another thing is that for a lot of mechanics, it felt like all they did was to swap out one blown engine for another. And from my side of the counter in the parts department, it was just pure frustration. Parts counters will count the weeks where we're just ordering more and more and more short blocks, more than even oil filters. And the mechanics, they will hate this because the warranty times on these engine swaps, they were more brutal. And they actually get paid peanuts for massive jobs being done. I, for one, hated this because we have to look the customer in the eye and say, yes, your car has 60,000 miles on it. No, it shouldn't have exploded. Yes, the engine is on back order.
Kia and Hyundais are some of the worst cars to buy new. This car has 110,000 miles on it, as you can see there. Already on its second engine. The first one blew up at 60,000 miles, and this one's gone about 50,000 miles. Please be all here. Please be all. Do you think you're saving money by buying a Hyundai or a Kia versus a Toyota or a Honda? You're in fact not saving money. Yes, you can get leather seats. You can get heated seats. You can usually get cooled seats very, very simply. And usually they have very good infotainment systems that are much better than the Toyotas and Hondas. But you're getting a very cheap made car. And at the end of the day, would you rather pay a little bit more for a car you know is going to last you 200,000 miles? Or you buy a car that might get you 50, 60,000 miles and it's totally just trash? And good luck getting Kia and Hyundai to warranty stuff. They're very bad at warranty stuff. You can look all over.
You'd think they've learned their lesson from all the mistakes they've made in the past, but then came the knocking Kona EV. How can an electric engine, an electric motor, they call it, actually knock? It's a design flaw in some early models that they allowed stray electrical currents to destroy the engine's bearings. And this is another problem EV makers solved with a simple grounding part. Its absence on these corners could lead to a complete costly engine replacement. Then there are the transmissions. In 2024, Hyundai recalled thousands of brand new Santa Fe's. A software error in the dual clutch transmission could cause it to damage itself, leading to lurching, loss of power, or even the vehicle rolling away while in park. The mechanic hated this because you can't really fix them. They are sealed units designed to be thrown away, not repaired. If a solenoid goes, you're often just swapping out the entire unit. And what Hyundai was doing was turning skilled technicians into part swappers.
Guys, do not buy a Hyundai vehicle. Do not buy a Hyundai Santa Fe. I thought my car was electrocuting me, but I thought maybe I was just electrifying. Turns out that's not the case. It's having major engine issues and apparently the electrical system. Just called roadside assistance, the Blue Link, and they told me that they can't even get me into my dealership for a month. They're so booked out, and he recommends that I get it towed. And I'm like, well, I have no way to get home because I have no other vehicle and nobody that will pick me up. So yeah, here I am, fucked because of Hyundai. Stuck with a $750 car payment for a car that is having major issues. Look at all these freaking lights. I kid you not. Look at the mileage. I don't even have 30,000 miles on it. Let me restart it so get all the goodness from it. Watch. Check driver assistance system. Everything is blinking. Oh, so I'm going to go through a whole bunch of different ones. Maybe a little light. Lord, just don't let my car catch on fire. Let me make it home. I am actually kind of a little nervous since they said, it could be fire.
And I dare you, go to the fire department and ask the firemen there when putting out cars that catch on fire, which are the most common brands. It's going to really surprise you. Another factor is that you have to be explaining to a customer that their budget-friendly car needs a $4,000 transmission job just out of warranty. That is not a conversation anyone wants to have. Not every issue is an explosion. Older Elantras with the 1.8-liter NU engines are known for piston slap, a tickling noise when it's cold. It happens because there's too much space between the piston and the cylinder walls. These are actual facts coming from mechanics who have worked with. The noise, it signals eventual damage and excessive consumption, but the only really fix is a new engine or a new engine block. A repair that can cost more than the car is actually worth.
If you're buying a Kia or a Hyundai, you must be just completely desperate and just don't know what to look for. Korean cars are some of the worst cars ever produced, and I have facts to back this. Kia and Hyundai had 3.3 million vehicles recalled for a major issue. The cars were literally catching on fire. The problem with these Korean vehicles is that it was a rush product. They're trying to keep up with these other auto manufacturers, so they're putting out a half-ass product, and what's happening is this is affecting the customers and their client base. 500,000 vehicles recalled in Australia over fire claims. There's literally a class action lawsuit with the Kia engine from 2010 to 2020. If you have any of these models in between 2010 and 2020, you could get some money. Don't get me wrong, beautiful looking product, nice interior. I'm sure this drives great. I've always wanted to drive one, but I just would never buy a Kia or a Hyundai. I mean, I would need a crazy incentive to purchase one of these cars. I bought a Hyundai Sonata from the auction one time, and that engine was fucked, bro. But luckily, it was covered. They allowed me to replace it at the dealer for 100% free. On the other hand, I've only bought one Kia, and that was a Kia Forte, and that thing was a piece of shit. Like I said, Korean cars are just rush products, and honestly, they did a half-ass job on making these vehicles. You're buying a
And to think that Kia was voted Car of the Year, I think it was 2 years ago or over a year ago. There's another thing called the snap factor. If you will see this all over social media where mechanics touching a connector or a trim piece and it just crumbles into dust. Hyundai packs a lot of tech for the price, but the cost is in the materials. This drives mechanics insane because a 10-minute sensor change can turn into a 2-hour-long ordeal of drilling out broken plastic clips. And when this happens, who do they go to screaming? The parts counters. And they will ask, hey, do you have this obscure plastic retainer clip in stock? No, nobody stocks that. Now the car will end up sitting for 3 days for a 50-cent piece of part. It's just a cycle of systemic cheapness and the lack of effort into the manufacturing of these vehicles.
Well, I just got my 2021 Palisade back for the 8th time since June. My 2021 Palisade now has a brand new engine, a brand new alternator, a brand new radiator twice, a brand new heater core, brand new transmission, all done in the last 5 months. It has been such an experience. My 2021 Palisade now has 101,000 miles on it. I am sending this message.
Yeah, the problems usually happen between 60,000 to 100,000, and then after 100,000, you can just basically throw in the towel or just change it out, get a new one, get a new vehicle, get out of the brand altogether.
Joe, just anybody that is wanting to buy a Hyundai, don't do it. Of course, so when I filed a claim with Hyundai Corporate, it took them a week and a half to finally even send me an email back. And then another 2 days for a lady to call me and tell me, your only option is to trade it in. Over my dead body, will I ever get another Hyundai? Let me also add in that while my car is in the shop, I had many loaners. One of them was a 2026 Palisade. On my way to work, it started sputtering. I was just going to drive it until either A, it caught on fire, or it just completely stopped. But from what I was told, it needed a new fuel injector at 1,000 miles. Like, I know those Palisades, they have a lot of bells and whistles.
And look at it, a brand new 2026 at 1,000 miles is already giving a problem. And then you'll ask why all the hate about Hyundai. It's about the pattern of fundamental failures. You have engines exploding, self-destructive EV motors, and faulty new transmissions. Are the mechanics on social media exaggerating? Are the owners exaggerating? They are just warning you. When engineers design cars for the showroom floor and ignore the service bay, you get frustrated mechanics and empty bank accounts, like what she is experiencing right here.
The price, pretty good. What sucks for me is I bought mine at the heart of COVID, so I paid a fucking premium. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. Don't buy a Hyundai. The headaches.
Now let me ask, what's your worst Hyundai story? Did the engine blow or did the door handle fall off in your hand? Despite this history, Hyundai has climbed to the top of the reliability charts. RepairPal gives the brand a 4.0 out of a 5.2, ranking it 4th out of 32 brands. And for the second year in a row, US News and World Report named Hyundai the best SUV brand for 2026. So what's the final word? Be extremely careful with an older out-of-warranty Hyundai with these known issues. But for the newer Hyundais, the data shows a completely different picture.
It's safe to say that I'm an expert in my field. I've been in the automotive industry for over 15 years now, and I was a mechanic for almost 10 years. Worked extensively in service departments, front to back, and I now work in mechanical claims, very similar to insurance. So with all that said, I wholeheartedly avoid It's kind of neck and neck, but this is the one brand that I avoid vehemently. I will never buy new or used ever, period. And that is going to be Hyundai Kia. Okay, now hear me out. I know that they fool the eye with their very nice interiors. They have a lot of great design teams who make great interiors to look at. However, the engines, transmissions, and drivetrains on these cars are Temu quality. Like, they are from Wish, because they are so bad, so prone to failure. I'm looking at a 2020 Kia Telluride right now, and it has let's see, it has 50,000 miles on it, okay? It needs an engine. You want to know why? Because the Bank One exhaust camshaft actuator sheared. There's a dowel pin that I guess it mounts to the camshaft and the actuator, and that pin sheared off, created a ton of metal shavings in the engine, and now the engine's fried. In a 2020 with less than the powertrain warranty mileage. This vehicle is a second owner, so, you know, we're going to have to take care of it. But not only is this car going to need an engine, Kia engines are on a severe back order right now. You can't even find them from Kia. They're not making enough to supply the demand for these engines because they are so prone to failure. Some of these cars are in the shop for months.
And the thing is, the brand's bad reputation was earned the hard way, but their modern engineering seems to be rebuilding it. And to be honest, there are more complaints about Hyundai on social media than any other brands. Well, based on what comes across my timeline and what the algorithm pushes.
I had a Kia claim the other day where we authorized an engine last year, literally a year ago to the date, and the engine finally came in. And the car was just in the shop because it was dead. You can't drive it, you know what I'm saying? So Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, stay the fuck away from them. And the next runner-up is going to be Stellantis. Anything Mopar, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, stay away from them too. I can make another video on those. But Kia, Hyundai, Genesis, that's my top brand to stay away from, new or used.
If you have your own Hyundai horror story, drop it in the comments below. And if you want more honest insights, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Remember to grab a copy of my ebook, The Party Manager Guide. The links are in the description box below. Stay sharp, stay educated, and I will catch you in the next one.